What's going on YouTube? 𝒃𝒆𝒔𝒕 here, and welcome to the next episode of Azure Gulf. So we kind of left ourselves with a little bit of a nail biter in the last episode. However, well, let me tell you, that nail biter was we were having a bunch of issues of not enough buyers for product in our warehouses, but that problem has gone away. I turned on the game and it's no longer there. Now we just have a big old demand for residential here. So not if the problem is not there, it does not make sense to fix it. However, we do have to fix this residential demand here. So before we start the episode and start building, I did get a name for our university here, and we're gonna go ahead and name that. So that name is going to be Azure Peninsula Institute. I like it a lot, and we're gonna stick with it. So since we are in this area, I did mention before that I wanted to potentially buy this tile right over here. We're gonna go ahead and do that because we're gonna be spending some time working on this area right here. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to try and get some high density, or more high density than what we have over here, incorporated over here on this side, and kind of create maybe like a little downtown right over here in this area. So before we do that, we have some terrain differences here that we have to fix, and there is a little bit of a road disconfiguration, I guess you would call it, right over here, because we have this this intersection coming in right here at an angle. So I'd like to kind of just get rid of this whole block right here, get everything leveled, and then get building from there. Now, before we do any of that, I did absolutely forget to point out the stats. So we are at 140,000 in the bank, and I feel like we're going to spend a lot of that on terraforming. We've got a good 10,000 coming in per week, 9,000 in population, a huge demand for residential, and absolutely no demand for commercial or industrial. So let's clean up and get building. All right, and I am glad we got that done. Just things like the stuff that was happening there in the road tend to bug me a little bit. So yeah, we definitely gotta get working on some of this residential, which is exactly what we're gonna do right now. So I wanna start with some high density residential right over here in this area. Before we do that, I wanna extend this road pretty far out, actually almost all the way. Well, actually we might as well just connect to the train tracks and come about this way. And I like that we took the time to fix the land for our new development. So here's kind of what I'd like to do here, and see if it's gonna make sense. I want to have residential buildings along this big main street. However, I don't want them on the main street. I want them on a side street like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out by 6 units like so. So 6 units from here to here. And what that's going to give us the opportunity to do is zone a full block residential, so all the way out to 4 tiles without actually risking of zoning on the main street right here. So I'm going to develop a quick road layout here. All right, there we go. So something like that should work. Now, as far as getting the residential over here, I'm gonna want to have a pathway right here, just because this tile is perfectly centered with the both crosswalks there. So we're gonna save that space and we're gonna start zoning over here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a tile in between the buildings because I don't want them to be too cramped together. Alright, so that looks good to me, and looks like the demand's so high that every single one of these is coming in right away. So let's come over here and we'll put in some of these, some of the pathways, kind of like so. And we'll do that all the way across, and I intentionally left a strip right here to where we can put a pathway in between all of these buildings as well. And then we're gonna cross them all the way in between these ones as well, so we can have access right on to the main street. So just like so. And there we go. So something like that should work. And then as far as beautification goes, I think that some fencing over here behind the buildings, and then a couple of trees, and I think that's gonna be all. So if we were to wait for the autosave, and then what if we were to just do a small block like this everywhere behind, and then we can follow it up with some of the taller trees, because later on, once all of these buildings upgrade, they're going to be super tall. So we're going to complement them with some of these larger trees all the way in between. Now, if we really wanted to be even more nitpicky, what we could have done is, why are these buildings disappearing? I saw another one disappear over here, and it's bugging me a little bit. Oh well. In any case, I was saying if we wanted to be really picky, we could have gone with the fence and turned off all of the snapping and gotten really, really close in between the trees, like so. But that's not something that I want to invest time in right now, especially since I'm not 100% sure about the design here. I think it looks nice so far, but who knows what it's going to look like down the road once all of these buildings are fully upgraded. We might have to do some additional detailing there, but I think for now it looks good. It gives me a little bit of that European feel. I don't know. It does. It does. So over here, I think this area is screaming for a plaza, and I think this one will fit really nicely right there. There we go. Cool. So since the Azure Peninsula Institute is focusing right now on police and safety in our city, I want to honor that by putting a large police station pretty much across the street from there. And I think right about over here would work very well. And then I want to second that with yet another building. I was looking at this one as I was doing a little bit of the detailing and whatnot. The intelligence agency costs $60,000. You guys should have this as well if you have the Art Deco and the high-tech buildings content creator pack. But it's essentially a very big police academy building. So we can add that over here on this corner, and I think that'll complement the area very, very well. Now, obviously, we do have to do some detailing and whatnot here as well, but we'll take care of that a little bit later. So just want to take a look and see. It looks good. I like it. I don't hate it. Once these buildings come in and there's some pretty tall skyscrapers, I think the area is gonna definitely look look the part as I'm thinking about it in my head. Now, the other thing I'm sure you guys noticed, or maybe didn't notice in the time lapse, but we did advance into the next academic year. However, we did not get a reputation level up. That's because we didn't have enough students and we didn't have enough academic works. But we got one academic work, and we got it in the evaluation of uneven pavements. So we'll take that one and we'll run with it. So next grant I think I want to give is going to be in hospitality. So we'll add that right there. It's going to cost us 50,000, and we're back down to 70 in the bank. And I think we have, what, half a year to go? Just about, yeah. And we need about 100 and just a little bit over 100 students in order to get to that next reputation level. So the other thing that I was thinking for this particular area right here, that's a pretty noticeable pop right in there. The other thing that I was thinking for this area right here is connecting it with an actual train station from one of the train stations from the DLC that we just got, and those are all located in here. Not all yet, we don't have them all unlocked just yet, but from what we do have. And I was looking at, was it this one? I think it might have been this one right here that we would kind of angle and try to match up with the train tracks here. Obviously, we're not going to keep a lot of this. We're going to get rid of it. And I give it some serious thought, and I just really don't feel like we should keep this old train station right here. Well, let's get rid of it. So let me work on a form of a layout right here that's going to match up well with the train tracks. And we're going to try and execute the vision that I have in my head. So okay, so I played around with it just a little bit, and I think this is going to look all right. So obviously, we're going to have some higher density buildings around over here to make it kind of fit like a little downtown train station. But for now, I'm all right with it. One thing that surprised me is that we can't run a road from this intersection right here. I think it's a little bit annoying because when I was putting it down, I kind of lined it up with this road right here. Now it's just going to have a straight connection. However, that didn't happen, so it is what it is. Now we do have to zone a bunch more of a residential, and I'll take care of that, and then we're going to get to building some other stuff on the other side. But right now, what we do need to control is that big demand for residential before all of our businesses start leaving us. All right, I think that right there should calm down the demand a little bit. Now, here's the thing with train stations in an area like this. You can't really have residential next to it because these are very, very loud. Well, they're not operating it right now, but when they are, they're very loud. So what I want to put in here is an IT cluster to kind of give a almost like a statement, if you will. What statement? I don't know yet, or we're gonna have to figure that out. But that's kind of what I'm going for here. Maybe the statement of like an actual tech center that could work, right? And I don't know if I want it all the way down this way. I think we might be able to get away with something like that. But let's try it out over here first. We are going to have to work it into these residential buildings. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this, I should probably explain, is because I want to prevent a lot of the noise from the train station coming into residential over here. Or we can't zone residential even though we have the demand for it, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the other side with residential. We're gonna space them out nicely. And you know what would be a really good idea? If we put a metro station over here as well. So you have an easy on and off. As soon as you get off the train, you can hop onto the metro, and then we can easily hook it up to this one right here and get our very first metro line intact. And that, I was gonna say it's a little bit too close, but it's actually not. I think we'll be just okay with something like this. All right, and there we go. I'll take it. And see, here's the power has transferred over to the train station. So I want to take a look at that. Yeah, you see how noisy it is right there. If we had zoned the residential, and we have an academic year report. So let's see. We did get an academic work, but we're still short on students. So we do have 2 academic works now, but not enough students. So we did not get our next bonus, but that's okay. That's gonna take some time, and I expected it to take some time. So we're gonna leave it the way it is. We're gonna need to bring more people into the city so they can attend the university, and we'll get to our reputation level, not to worry. And then yeah, we are having some abandonment there, but I mean, still surprised the not enough buyers for product notification has not shown back up. So where was I? I think I was oh yeah, I was saying if we were to zone residential over here, it would not have survived. It wouldn't have. Actually, maybe, no, we'll leave that alone. I was gonna say maybe we could put a residential right there since we have that demand, but we'll leave it alone. So now we know until about this cross street right here and down this way, we should not have any residential, which is perfect because we can expand our tech center out this way. So I'm gonna do that. What we can do is hook up here. Actually, I'll run it from this side so we don't get that weird thing in the road, and that doesn't look good at all. There we go. That's better. And then we're gonna run a connection down this way, and we're gonna have another loop through here, and we can add some additional residential, which we are in a dire need for. So what do we have? 3 tiles away from here. I'll keep that symmetry, and I'll start with 3 tiles on this side as well. And I have decided to expand this district out this way, but I did make a mistake. I forgot to add the high IT cluster, not high tech cluster, IT cluster policy to this district right here. So unfortunately, we're gonna lose these buildings right here, but that's okay because they're gonna come in looking better than ever. Now, like I said, I do want to expand out this way. However, I want to take this opportunity to see if we can put a... no. I think a hospital would have been really nice there. Maybe we can get away with something like this over here. Don't really want to come and put it in there, but I do want to have some medical coverage here, and we need it if we want all of these residential buildings to level up. So you know what, I'm gonna put it there and hope for the best. And what we're gonna do here in this triangular part is we're gonna run pathways, and we're only gonna run them on the side of the hospital right here. There we go. And you know what, we're not gonna worry about that side right there. I will try, however, just to hug it back here like so. There we go. So the rest of this is going to be the IT cluster as well, and I'm just going to zone every single square that we have. There we go, something like that. So my hope here is that these buildings are going to grow, yeah, like that one right there, going to grow to be a lot taller, and then we're going to have like a downtown hospital right here in the center. I think that would look nice. So, all right, let's take a look at our train station. We laughable. We have 41 passengers serviced last week. Our metro has serviced 17. And here probably the same, 21 on this side as well. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Before I forget, I do want to add the last city service, not last, but an additional one, a key one, and that's going to be the fire department. And I'm gonna go with this larger density one as well. And would it would fit right there, and that's exactly where we are gonna put it. Now, one more thing I want to bring up, and that's actually coming from one of the comments from you guys in the last episode, to that effect of us having those notification icons that were telling us not enough buyers for product. There actually is a solution for that. Maybe a temporary one, but it's a solution nonetheless, and that has to do with the industries DLC. So if we come here to our warehouses, I think we can fit, nope, can't fit that one. Or could we if, I really doubt it, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to put it sideways on a street of its own. But I really doubt that it's going to fit there. Let's take a look. But this is, yeah, that's not going to work. But this is the solution for that particular problem. You know what? Now that I'm here, I think that we could put two of them right next to the train station. Actually, no. You know what? We're not gonna put them there. We can put them over here on this side. I mean, what else are we gonna put right next to the train tracks right there? So, a warehouse it is. Here's what you need to do, or what I think you need to do. Stored resource. We're gonna select the zone industry goods, and we're gonna put that right there. And then we're going to set it to empty. So once we set it to empty, there's going to be vans and trucks coming in here. So for example, the IT cluster, all the goods that they produce, they're going to bring them over here into the warehouse, and then these trucks are going to distribute them wherever they need to go. There is another workaround to this, which is what I was going to use to fix the problem, but luckily when you guys reminded me about the warehouse fix, I was going to go into policies, go under city planning, and I was going to enable small business enthusiast, which, you know what, let's go ahead and do it, big business benefactor. We're going to leave industrial space planning alone because this could be counterproductive for us if we allow zoned industry to work even more efficiently by overlooking a few workday loss. They double the amount of goods that they produce, and then hopefully you see how that's counterproductive to our not enough buyers for product. But if we get the small and big businesses to sell double their sales, we could technically try and keep up with the demand. Now, the other one that I want to enable is the high-tech housing. I can't believe I haven't done it yet, but we're doing it. And watch how many of these homes, especially over here in Rosewood Estates, are gonna start upgrading to the higher tech homes, like a bunch of these green arrows going up. And I personally like the way the buildings look. Plus, it adds some of these solar panels on top, like this one right here, for example, and this one right here. I personally have solar panels on my home. I like them. It's saving me, I want to say, about 40% on my monthly electricity bill. It's like even this house right here, no solar panels on this one, but it looks like a high-tech home to me, I would say. Looks really, really nice. So cool. We're gonna not look at that anymore. Let's come back over here. I want to do a couple more things before we end the episode. And I just saw that the fire station over here was having a power problem, and yes, indeed we are. We did activate both of these in the last episode, or the one before that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna simply get rid of them, and we're gonna replace with the oil power plant right there. Now, we do have the solar updraft tower available. It's a little bit more expensive than the oil power plant, almost double actually. But the reason I'm not using this yet is because at some point in the near future, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on having an actual power facility station somewhere, and then we're going to really design the area the way it should be. But for now, we're going to leave it alone. There are a couple of garbage icons that I'm noticing as well. We're good on garbage. I'm not going to worry about that. How about water, since we're here? Water is low. Perfect. Let's try to fix that as well. When do we unlock this one? About 2,500 people. That's fine. Let's go ahead and add another water tower right here. Perfect. And then we're going to add yet another sewage. There we go. Inland water treatment plant. When do we unlock this one? 14,000 as well. So it's going to be a good milestone there for us to look into putting some of these dedicated areas for some of this stuff, because we unlock the latest and greatest. Oh, but not the eco water treatment plant. We're not going to use that anyways. So we unlocked the top tier buildings that I'd like to use, and nope, we don't. I want to switch to the eco advanced inland water treatment plant. So we're gonna wait to redo all of our sewage until we get to 28,000 in population. So, not sure if you caught it, but I was trying to waste a little bit of time going over all of that to try and get some of these residential buildings to level up, so we can see what this all is going to look like. However, we were unsuccessful with the residential buildings. However, the IT cluster there looks absolutely fantastic. And if you take a look from here, I think it looks great. So I think we owe ourselves a little bit of detailing here in the area. And I think that might be it for this episode. I'm gonna check my notes and see if, just to make sure that I didn't forget anything. Sometimes I write down a couple of notes here and there. but I don't think I did. But we'll see. Let's do some detailing. Alright, so since we no longer get 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒕 as one of the icons, we're going to be a wild giraffe in the middle of our downtown. So I think this turned out really, really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to do a quick walk for our ending scene in this episode. But I'm going to try and do this again once all of the buildings level up and we actually have a better view of everything. How about that? But that's not a bad view right there. See, even the giraffe likes it. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. As always, be the best that you can be in everything that you do, and I will see you guys on the next one.